Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. It is May 25th. It is a Wednesday, a little after 11 Eastern. Pardon. And you know what? There's a lot of volatility. You know what? There's not a lot of volatility. The VIX is below 30, which is good for me. Pardon, because that means I could take overnights. That was my new rule implemented after look at Dick's Sporting Goods stores. Dick's Sporting Goods stores, 15-point range, is because there's that high of volatility, I wanted to adhere to my greatest acumens. My greatest acumen. I mean, I don't have five or six. No, I'm not really a five or six tool trader like the old days. You know what I mean? I just concentrated on one or two things going right. And what I do is I take advantage of price swings if you want discrepancies, or as Tim would edify or something and say, having some sort of edge. I want to have an edge. Okay, so let's just trade new markets. There's the site. Let's sign in just like I do. I sign in just like everybody else. This is how I log in. All right, Lewis, it's time to push. Buy, buy, buy. All right, at least you not say load up, Lewis. I apologize. The late day. UNG going lower. Giddy up. Okay, so let's go to the main page. And you know what? There's not that much data posted today. Actually, let me go to my stock page. And that's because, as I always say, Monday is the most amount of data I put out. And I want this data to be dynamic, if you will. And that's actually what it's been. If you've been paying attention, I certainly hope you have. All right. So coming into today, this is where short-term sentiment is. Now, there's no surprise here. I'm not sure the dates. This is going back until, I believe, February. So we've been playing in the oversold category for some time. But what's leading these bounces, if you will, have been, these short covering bounces. Stocks, move up 20, 30% a day, and then they die and move on. The Nasdaq's, a lot higher. For example, Assan's still $19. I don't know how I got out of that one, but I had a plan. So here we are. We're oversold. So, pardon. Oh, yeah, I apologize. Well, those days. All right. So the troops attempt to make a stand. So, as I said in yesterday's video, and always go back to the red YouTube button, because that's where I'll press it right now. That's where our whole TradeGATEHub DNA is. Coach and I, and going back to all the videos, they're in chronological order. Naturally, they should be. Where are we? And that's our DNA. And please go back to them. Not only that, when you go back to the videos, get an idea of what our style is. You know what I mean? You're not really going to go to support a sport team if you really don't know their style or really respect what they're doing. This would be no different. So get to know us, in other words. And I don't mean to be facetious. Okay. We're oversold. The troops, after making a stand, credit default swaps, go back to that, if you will, that red button that we talk about so many times, and that's been what's been driving the market. I'm sure Coach mentioned it at 9:30 video, which I haven't watched yet. I'll watch it after now. Yesterday's movers with range and volume, and what I say all the time in TradeGATEHub, we might throw a lot of advanced data at you, but no matter what, we try to adhere to every type of trader. So no matter what type of trader you are, yesterday's movers with range and volume, you really don't have to make sense of a lot of things. All you can do right here is take yesterday's plays, what had range, volume, and good price action. And here right now, BTTX, what did that do today? I didn't trade that one. There were too many other good BTTX. There were too many other good ones going on today. So that's down a little bit. How about Zoom? Zoom's number 2. And here's Zoom today. Zoom video. All right. So Zoom is up. And by the way, it had news yesterday. It had range. So Zoom's up 3%. What else do I have on there? Trust me. PM. You know what? That might have rotated down because what's going on today. Oh, that's at the $1.80. Futures going higher. Dick's Sporting Goods stores. What a range. Can't have to get out of this. Lithium. Okay. Carvana making a move. So what I'm saying is get back into, we're here to trade to adhere to every style. That's what happens with my quotes on the side. All right. So jot a couple down. Snap obviously pins. So even if, you don't have an interest of fading something or maybe going with the trend, Snap certainly with average volume of 45 million. Yesterday it traded 200 million. It had news. It was down 40%. Might be having that. Actually, now it's up $1.62. Amazing. You kind of feel bad for the shorts in a way, but what are you going to do? All right. So there, TTD. I sold it like a piker. Actually, I'll show you what I did on TTD. That was on the list. Here's my TTD trade today. They made a nice move up. And by the way, if I was going with the trend, I would have held it a little longer. But what's been going on here is when you're up in something, when it's down 9 days in a row, you're almost so happy. So I came in long TTD and I sold it where? At 44.5. Now it's 45.60. But at the time, everybody knows by now, I take moves. So yet again, when a stock it opens at 42, it goes to 44, makes a $2.50 move. I got to pat myself on the back for at least taking some off on the move. But you know what? Then I had just too many other positions to reassess, but I kept a little bit and I sold a little bit. I probably should have bought it back. But getting back to what I post here on TradeGATEHub, stocks have price action, good range and volume. There's no different in Instant Square. Same thing. Everybody look at Carvana.
Bulletin received.
Giddy up. Carvana. All right. So there's no doubt that I've been, watching Carvana, if you will. A stock has been down. Okay, let's go in a month, for example. 1 month in Carvana. Started out the month at 85 and it got, now the low was 25, 1 month. Forget about what it came 6 months. So let's go to a 3-day chart. It's been coming in with good volume. And I traded it, bought it through right the trend line at 26.5. And this was today. They were thinking the same thing. Right through 26.5, 26.70 it opened. And then never stopped. It's at 31. Now it's yet to be determined if Carvana, if this might be the low. It is having good volume. I mean, the best volume it's done so far as of noon since this, this down move and this move right here is when I think they borrowed against the credit facility or something. I apologize. So, pardon. It doesn't really matter if it's yet to be determined or yet to be the bottom. But let's look at Carvana. So the stock is up 16%. It's 11:15 a.m. So we've been trading for a couple of hours and it has 100% volume. I always say one time, I want to be in it. Take some money out of it with this type of range, even if you don't think it's the bottom or not. And we'll go back to right here. Some stocks are acting weak. PayPal, Square, Target. We took a position in the fund yesterday, as we know. Now I'm not looking to micromanage this. This is going into the family fund from what I believe. But there's Target. All right, so we're okay there for a while. I don't want to look. I don't know. The retailers and look at Dick's Sporting Goods stores. I'm going from long to short, but here's the sporting goods stores. I woke up this morning, the stock was down like 20%. Here's pre-open on Dick's Sporting Goods stores. Stock was trading 57 this morning. And if it wasn't for the fact that these type of trades, these are my bread and butter trades. And I'm not really talking about, buying something down 20% in the hole. When retailers are bottoming, and Best Buy was evidence, look at Best Buy's chart yesterday. And I saw the market start, when everything is washed out and stocks like Best Buy bottom and have a good range, it doesn't matter. You have to pick the bottom or buy the bottom, but it went from 68 to $12. It had a $12 range on 10 million. You got to be aware of it, no matter if you're in it or not. And what did the rest of the retailers do? Evidenced by that, there's A&F up 17%. Ralph Lauren, by the way, finished on the high with volume after having earnings. You didn't have to trade it, but you had to know that Ralph, even posted in TradeGATEHub, stock had the most volume it's had in 4 months, had news range and actually bucked the trend yesterday and closed positive. And there's no surprise that they took it up for another 5%. Fitch, I came in long this big. You know what? And if I thought the market, I had a lot of it, like 30,000 shares, and it was actually a decent trade. And, am I going to be upset if it goes to $8? Maybe I will be, because I had 30,000 shares, but I wasn't upset when here's the Qs. All right. The Qs are making higher lows, but here's a sign. I sold this thing at $25 like last week, and it's still 4 points lower. And how about APP? I sold APP. And once again, I tell you that I trade to make moves, and I should keep a little bit of the positions on just, because first of all, always keep your winners. But I sold a chunk of it. I made a good money on this APP. I bought it yesterday, and I took the move. The stock opened rip. Here's where APP opened. All right. The futures had a down open. So APP opened at 32, and I had a lot of it. And then the stock goes from 32 to 34 and a half. The stock moved $2.50. I got to take some off, no matter where it's going to go. I mean, what is that? Where's APP? And here's the long-term chart of APP, which, by the way, I bought because it had good earnings and it already had the news out on it, like TTD. As what happened brought down the market yesterday was Snap. But you know what? TTD got brought down in the group, and that rallied nicely because TTD already announced earnings last week, evidenced by either the red button or I posted on TGH. So, they already had the news, and that, you know what? That showed good. The low on TTT yesterday was 40. Now it's sitting at 45. And by the way, it's somewhat riskless, even though it was a contra trade. It already made a new low. It hadn't made a new low and something like that. So what else are we doing here? Intel was in the fund. Nevada acting well. Amazon. I might have jinxed it. Nobody wanted it yesterday. Google, we bought into the fund. I think I bought it up like $200 in Google. What else is holding a CF one? Oh, so this is another one. I'm in Alcoa in the fund. And I'm going to stop talking about the fund in a second, but I did say that this is a trading market. I'm not taking any long new positions, but when I say I'm not taking any new positions, and I do, I got to hold to. I say, so Alcoa, I bought a little. I nibbled at the 200-day here. You know what I mean? What could go wrong? What else? PDD, Nutella had a good move this morning. I still has my Nutella, even though I love it long term. All right, I'm selling Nutella all the way up here. Where's this? For trade, I'm trading. All this levels here is what? 44.20, 44.70. All right, now the stock's 43. So it's $1.70 move. Okay, I reassessed. I might have been stuck in. Actually, I made money in 6,000, or made a little bit of less money because I had it overnight in a profit. But you know what I mean? I'm just trying to reshuffle and trade the market and concentrate on my better positions, and and just get out of them. I don't know if I'm articulating that well, but let me get back to TradeGATEHub and get back to the rest of the routine. Okay, there's good movement right now. And if the VIX stays under 30, that's good for us. It's good for me too. All right, inside note, Rev Shark. The good news is the over anxious bounce buyers are no longer pressing so hard. I agree. Good point. The day ahead, go over this because we have the video coming up tonight. I'll post it after. Nordstrom's was up 9% in the market. All right, Nordstrom's. This wasn't so why don't everybody, what else is a big box retailer? Macy's, right? Macy's. All right, so boo. It wasn't, you watch Macy's and then you watch Kohl's. God forbid you buy Kohl's and then you get lucky. Kohl's even got bought out again. That's, that's a big box, that's a retailer. Went from 37 to 42 and hasn't pulled back. Kohl's, 2 days. What am I getting a question here? Fear and greed. I am getting a question. Probably Lewis. Loading up. ARC, not bad. But you know what, Lewis, you'll even admit this yourself with ARC. There are better trades, almost like UNG. Where's our UNG? Oh, they bounced it, you bastards. I did take some off on the air. Where's my UNG trades? All right before we came on the air. Like I sell, guys, right? I was shorting some 31.70 UNG, then shorted more at a new break low. Where's the new day? This is the break high of the day. This is the open. So I said short more if it breaks the open. No, listen, it's not a barn burner, but it could have been Apple. It'll work for even bigger. So I shorted more at the open. Like I said, boom, 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 boom. Made the move down. I covered it right before I got on the air at 11 o'clock at TradeGATEHub. So we took a little money off the table. You know what I'm saying? Next, I'm going to monitor it. That's where I started, by the way. I'm going to monitor the trade. The trade for me now is over at 11:15. There's a lot better going on. And like I said, just about ARC, Lewis, there are better trades. Let's look at ARC. You know what, Lewis? This is not going to be, this is like, this is this is not a trading stock. It's a position. Yeah. I knew you would, Lewis. And the reason why I'm not coming down on you is because I know you're advanced enough at this point in your career to not, coming to get frustrated with you. There are better trades. Let's go to my main. Oh, hold on. Let's go to the main screen. Actually, let me go to this because this is more important. Charts are irrelevant. And as Coach said, to a degree, they're helping with a little bit of stability, but this is really what matters. Short-term market sentiment, fear and greed's at 8, and volatility, what's going on with the market. So raw stores, I'm down in this thing now, am I? I was up in this thing before the air. Now I'm down. Am I down in it? I just tried to cover some. Now that's up 7. Raw stores. I'm fading raw stores a little bit. Why am I doing it? I'll tell you why. Because it's a third day upper. Went from 64 to 78. Hold on, let me go. Oh, that's Dick's. Raw stores. I'm going to try a little Ross. First of all, I was the only one in the country buying at Lewis. You'll admit this at 69. I just bought Ross. What just happened there? Ross stores, I just covered it. Something just happened to Ross stores. Boom. Oh, I just covered. Now I'm up. Oh, that was Dick's. All right, now I can get even in Dick's stores. I'm short a little Dick's. Look, the stock was pre-market was 63 to 80. It's a $17 move. Maybe I should be buying the dip, but you know, I only have, what do I have? 2,000 shares. I'm short from 77, stock 78.5. I'm not going to short more, and we'll leave it there. How's our MU doing? Doc and TTD still hanging in there. UNG, good cover. BRCC. All right, we're back in. What other trades did I have? Yeti, BLI, nothing. XBI is lagging, which is upsetting to the family. Coach, okay, this is another one, almost like the news in how Jwin had news and Macy's and Kohl's. When am I going overboard? No. Toll Brothers had news. Okay, major guy. Go to Toll Brothers, or largest increase. Toll Brothers had news. So Coach has been a fan of the home builders, and you know what? He's actually been right. Not actually been right. He has been right. Not like a surprise. But here's the chart on Toll. It's a Goldman favorite, by the way. Here's the daily. All right, so now that's above the 50-day. It's going to need some rest because last time it faked everybody out of the 50-day, it pulled back. But you know what? If you knew that Toll had earnings, now you can't catch everything. You go, okay, Toll opened up nicely and ripped. So the former Mike V in a really active market would go, let's look at Lennar. Boom. All right, same thing, Lennar. It's a home builder. Let's look at Pulte. I don't have to look. Okay, let's look at the DHI. Forget it. So you know what? You can't catch everything because you can't do the same thing and catch APP opening up at 32 and going to 34.5. That's FOMO. But as I say, in this type of market, maybe concentrate on a couple of sectors, and when they move as a group, you're going to do better just throwing darts in this type of volatility and seeing what sticks. Because sometimes if you realize what it's actually sticking, the move kind of might be too late. So like I said, you have to concentrate on news. Jwin, same sector. Nordstrom had earnings. Buy Macy's. Buy Kohl's. Buy Urban had news, I believe. Didn't Urban have news? It had earnings. URBN had earnings. Oh my God, this was 15 last night. Urban, all right. So you see Toll had earnings? All right, good. Then you go to Lennar. You go to KBH. They all did the same thing. You go to Pulte. So you might not catch them all, but this is an indication that if Toll reported earnings and acted well and the others acted well, it's not only an indication that the market might be acting well too. It might be that. So let's leave it there. Where's our raw stores? All right, it's sitting there now. See that volume? By the way, I covered some. That volume print to me now is the line in the sand on raw stores at no surprise near 80, near the strike. So if it goes to below that print, let's go to 3 days. It's got to go below this rounded top. Then if it breaks 79, then it becomes a rounded head and shoulder daddy-o. What about Dick's? I want to get out of this right away. You know what I should have when I looked at it last time? I want to get out of this. 78.5. What's the futures doing? Futures going up. BRCC. Oops, excuse me. Now, where's the charts? I gotta pin that thing. UNG come on here. UNG got out of it. What happened? Pin it? All right. All right. Square and PayPal are negative. Shop, TTD. You know what? What has Dick's Sporting Goods stores, you rat bastard? UNG, good cover. Kohl's still hanging in there after takeover. A&F, short squeezing everybody still. Look at the move in A&F. It was going bankrupt yesterday. Bankrupt. 18 to 22. What a move. All right, so I'm going to close with this. Okay, let's go with bar chart. New share. Right here. Okay, let's look at stocks. Let's look at the range change. Close. Come on. This is why we're making TradeGATEHub We're going to make range change soon in a second, but all right, this is what has range and this is what has volume. So I'm interested. Here's range. Dix. All right. So listen, value added. That's no surprise. The other Carvana, another one I mentioned. So I'm ANF, Big Lots and Coles. So here at TradeGATEHub, we don't have to look. We are bar chart. We bring you what already has range and volume and good, but the majority of retail is not to be facetious. Signet, that's a short squeezer. All right. So what has what's the volume leaders? That's all I care about. Well, one of the things I care about. And hold on, let's go average volume. Percent change, market performance, price volume leaders. No, that goes on money. No, okay. Average volume, price for volume. I want average volume. 5-day gainers, price change. Let's go to percent change. Pardon. Beautiful. BKSY up 58%. Average volume 1.831 million. This is what I do. BKSY. I write it down. I might not play it, but then I'm going to go to my my Twitter page, or I'm going to go to my news feed. And I'm going to punch up BKSY, why it is. Then I'm going to go to all the ancillary guys. CAL. That's a shoemaker, by the way. It is. They make sneakers. And the reason why I had Crocs today, and I like what was going on Crocs. I bought it for the fund. I'm going to hold it for the fun because I really like the product and I like where it's pressed to. So I saw that CAL had earnings and Crocs wouldn't go. So I'm selling. Listen, I was buying it in the negative. It's 47. I'm hammering it, buying it. Finally got even at 49. Stock moved $2. I didn't think it'd go to 51, but I like it here actually. And that's good for the fund. I like it. I really do. I think insiders are buying aggressively. Here's the weekly. If it goes over 50, I'll buy it. I didn't buy it that much, but I did. I am in it. Any other questions? Or any questions? Let me get back here. I don't want to go for any more tangents. TradeGATEHub. Lewis loading up yet? There was my trade on UNG. How you doing? I posted it. My average price was 31.48. I took a little money off the table. You know what I mean? It's a contra trade. Better trades, just notice. All right. What are the wise guys doing? You share right here. The money flow and the options. Nevada bullish going to the. Oh, we have also a Fed meet. What's his name speaking? Okay. I didn't know. 2:00. All right. Nevada bullish into. They might be. Listen, Gerard. Another thing. You say just because you see Nevada might be bullish coming to the earnings, they might be hedging. They might be short. That's Tesla extending gains. That's good for us. Tesla calls. SPR bearish. M is bullish. No wonder it goes with J when Tesla calls it flying. Snap and Bob is going. These are all. Tesla. The Tesla calls are going off aggressively. And that was happening 20 minutes ago, right? So 20 minutes ago, Tesla went a lot higher. So if you're following this, Snap, spec flow, IWM. See that IWM bullish? Let's go right here. IWM start today. That was Coach an hour ago. He's even before Jesus. That was Coach. Good job, Coach. SPY bullish. All right, so let's go right here. Getting quiet as usually it does on Fed decision day, although there is a chance today we see sporadic bands of bull sweeps, as in shorts putting on hedges ahead of minutes, even if the Fed minutes are being a burger, which is a possibility, nothing. All right, so yeah, he spoke yesterday. It was really nothing. Something's going on now. We're coming in a little bit. Dix not coming in. UNG not coming in. All right, so listen, hang it. If we got this far at 11:30 Eastern, let's wait until 2. The money's been made. You know what? The money has been made. TTD. The money's been made in TTD too. GLD down. So you know what? I got to go. I have to go because I got to watch Coach's video and see what's going on here because it helps me build a plan for the afternoon. So cheers, trade well. Gerard, if you're on, I have to answer a question on Gerard very quickly. Gerard, the 8 and the 20 days, the shorter the EMA or the moving average, the more it's used for, the shorter the time frame. Let's look at something like Macy's. The 8-day, which is the red line, is usually the one for the shorter, is the shorter term support and resistance, as you'll see. Once it breaks the shorter term, then you look for support. It's just red. It's the 200-day is the longer term time frame, and that's the one. The shorter the term, the 8-day, the shorter the term time frame, the more important it is for that relative time frame. Meaning, red, the 8-day is for shorter term. So you'll get used to it. And by the way, go to my Twitter feed, because the majority of other people here, use the 21-day. If you'll see who I follow, and then also click on their corresponding charts that they watch. Sometimes it's small, but hone in on what they follow. It's a universal thing. You know what I mean? But 8 days for short time frame. So I hope I left it at that. I'll leave everybody off here at the TradeGate movers. And so here we are. We'll leave off right there. There are the movers with volume and range, percent change. All right. So cheers, everybody. Trade well. I'll be back after lunch, a little after 12:30 Eastern. I answer all questions. Trade well. Remember, I'll post also what we have with earnings. And listen, this is a time when you look for best of breeds to really keep shining, to see if that bottom has gone. Because if they're not going to bottom, well, some may think the small cats might be catch up or might catch up to maybe the other one. Listen, always go with best of breeds. That's the best tell. You know what I mean? When those guys go in, and the option flow, which I always post. So cheers. Have a plan. Trade well. Thank you.